And welcome. If you can hear a little bit of drilling in the background, please accept my apologies. I don't think my mic will pick it up, but just as soon as I sat down to start recording, someone in the neighbourhood has decided they're going to do some DIY, which obviously they are more than welcome to do. It is a weekend at the moment, but it would be just my luck that now is the moment that they've decided to start doing some work, but never mind. Anyway, this video is me reading more Reddit posts about knitting and crochet. It's been a little while since I did one, and I do enjoy doing these. It can be difficult to find ones that are sort of strictly crafting, crochet, and knitting related, but when I do come across them, I save them, and then when I've got enough, I do a video. So anyway, am I the asshole for telling my friend her crochet scarf isn't worth $150? My friend, F18, is selling crafts and crochet things. She's been complaining that her stuff isn't selling like how she wants it to. She's been making these scarves that are crocheted and have designs on them. The one she was selling had ant designs crocheted onto them, and I thought it was really neat. I told her I wanted to buy it from her. She told me that she would sell it to me for $150. $150 during these times is insane. How can she expect anyone to pay that for a scarf? I told her $150 was way too much and that nobody has that kind of money laying around for a scarf. She got super defensive and told me that I don't understand how much time it takes, which I'm sure it takes a long time to make, but that doesn't automatically make the scarf worth that. Our friend group is divided on the issue. Some of them think I was being rude, but the others just know I was being honest. Am I the asshole? It's a little bit yes and a little bit no. Like $150 for a single item of clothing, whether it's a scarf or a jacket or whatnot, is quite expensive. But the price on handmade things is reflected in the fact that it has been handmade. Oftentimes they are completely unique. People might make them as a one off. Obviously, I don't know if that's what the friend has done in this case, but I would say you are the asshole, not because you think $150 is a lot, because it is, but it's the way, I think, according to how you've told the story of what happened, it's the way that you delivered that to your friend. Like, if she spent over 10 hours working on it, then it's definitely worth $150 or even more. Like, people can charge what they want for things, and it is frustrating when you want to sell things and people aren't buying them. So I think maybe her expectations are something she needs to manage a little bit more, because $150 for something is very expensive. Ultimately, yes, I think you are the asshole, not for not wanting to pay that much for a scarf, but the way that you gave that feedback to your friend, I think that's where you're the asshole. Please continue to knit in public. Today I had to go and get blood work done. It was a long wait and ended up being very stressful. I was getting impatient and annoyed, even though there was nothing to do but wait. Across the waiting room, a lady was sitting knitting. Her hands caught my eye and I watched her knit. It was so soothing to watch, and my shoulders dropped and my heartbeat calmed. It was such a balm. So please keep knitting in public. You'll never know who you'll calm and soothe. It also occurred to me today that apart from when I was taught to knit, I've never watched anyone knit in real life. So I think this is really lovely. I tend to have project on me. If I'm going somewhere where I know I'm going to be sat around waiting for a while, I'll take something with me to just noodle on. And sometimes people will talk to me about it or watch me do it, and I don't mind because it is a bit unusual. That person saying that they were soothed or calmed by watching a person doing knitting, it reminds me of when I was in university. A friend of mine suffered quite a lot of anxiety and would often find it calming to watch other people do like knitting and crocheting and stuff. And that was back when I was teaching myself how to crochet and I was continuing to learn with my knitting. So he'd come over and he'd just chill on the sofa and watch me knit, and that would chill him out and calm him down. And I think that's the same for a lot of people. They don't necessarily want to learn how to do the craft themselves or want to know how to do it themselves, but seeing someone else do it, it's you get into a bit of a rhythm when you're doing it. I don't know what it is about it. It's kind of like those soothing videos that you can watch on YouTube and things like that, but this is, live and in person. So it's nice to see a post like that coming from someone who I assume isn't a crafter, because they've not mentioned that they are, and saying, it's nice to see people crafting out and about in public. Knitting community is not gatekeeping, people just don't research. When I just crocheted, I saw a bunch of people talking about the scarcity of free content to learn to knit and how the community gatekeeps the techniques. When I had the courage to start, I was amused. I could find on YouTube and Reddit the answer for 99% of my questions, and when I just couldn't find something, people were really helpful. I don't know from where this idea came from, but now that I've been knitting for a year, I just feel dumb to have believed so much that was going to be a pain to learn. So I suppose from an outside perspective, it can seem a little bit like people gatekeep stuff. There are some people who will gatekeep the crafts that they do, maybe because they don't want other people to copy exactly what they're doing, or because they like the idea of being different and being a bit more unique. But I and many other crafters I know are more than happy to info dump at people if they ask a question. Like, I have spoken about this before. If you've not seen any of my videos, I work in an office setting, and quite a lot of the time, the folks that I work with can have large portions of time, up to half an hour or maybe even an hour, where they've got nothing to do, or there's not they're waiting for stuff to come to them to work on. And during that time, it's good to keep busy. So we have like a little crafty corner. We've got like stuff for doing drawing, colouring in things. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to bring in some knitting and crocheting supplies so that if people want to have a go, they can do without having to invest any money in it. I brought yarn, various different hooks, different needles, different sizes of yarn as well. And I let everyone know that if they've got any questions about anything at all to do with knitting or crochet, I will do my best to help them as much as I can. A couple of people at first had come to me to ask for help or to look at things, but for the most part, the people that have picked it up keep doing it on their own. One of the reasons that I sort of picked this YouTube channel up again is so that I could try and impart that knowledge that I've gleaned over the years. I'm always happy to help people if they need any help with anything, and if I don't know the answer to the question that they've got, I will do my best to try and find where they can find the help for that. But being on TikTok and YouTube and stuff like that, there are some people who make content who very much don't want to give out any information without it being an exchange of money, let's say. So if they are writing patterns to sell to people, they don't want to give any information necessarily about any of the techniques that are in their patterns. I'm assuming in fear of people being able to recreate their patterns without buying them or something. I'm not sure. As this poster says, it's really easy to find the information for what you want. Like, I might buy a pattern and there's a term in it that I've not heard before, or a technique that I've not learnt how to do, or even a technique that I've done before but I don't remember how to do it now. It's really easy to Google or search on YouTube and find a tutorial or an article exactly about the thing that you need the help for. And a lot of the time as well, if you find people who do crafting live streams on Twitch, for example, there's someone that I think I've been sub to them for about 18 months now, and I really enjoy what they do, because also they're not gatekeeping stuff. If they're doing something and someone says, "Oh, how did you do that?" They will stop and show you as they're doing it. And I really appreciate that. But I have a feeling that this person, when they've seen these complaints online, it's more of an echo chamber where there are people who they just expect to be able to ask a person on a video doing something for complete instructions for how they're doing the thing that they're doing, rather than thinking, oh, should I just search this myself online and find the answer? Thank you for joining me. If you want to find me elsewhere, there is a link to my link tree in the doobly doo. Bye for now.